Hey everybody, welcome into our resale shop. My name's Will. This is Carter's Retro Quest. I'm going to apologize for not having anything up for the last couple weeks. I have been battling the crud, and man, it has took forever for me to get over this stuff. And then last Thursday, I had a pretty good fall, which knocked me out for a couple of days. But hopefully, we'll get back on track, get stuff out here weekly on YouTube. And all of our other platforms, and start sharing some more stuff with you about what we've sold and some tips on what we did to get them sold. It's been pretty busy around the shop the last few weeks. With this sale we've had going on, things have been crazy. I'm a couple days past a haircut and a shave. I feel like a
scruffy looking nerve herder.
Maybe not that bad, but pretty bad. This type of sale may not work for everybody. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's eBay store is different. The way everybody purchases inventory is different. The way we purchase inventory, we always buy low, as low as we can anyway.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
We bundle stuff together. We buy in lots. We buy in bulk. So the inventory that we have left, we really don't have any money invested in because it was all part of some other buy. So with that being said, us running a sale for 20% off our entire store, we're still making profit off of everything, and most everything pretty big profit. So we'll get into some of the things that we've sold over the last couple weeks, skipping over the boring stuff, just trying to stick to the stuff that, it's kind of cool, that you might like. Back last summer, I got a message actually from a friend of mine that I used to work with, and she wanted to know if we'd be interested in buying a bunch of stuff she had in her garage. It was Star Wars stuff, some Motu, a little bit of G.I. Joe, a lot of Fisher-Price, some computer stuff. And when we got over and took a look at it, most of the Star Wars stuff was all going to be sold for parts. There'll be some in this video. There was a whole lot of computer parts and a ton of Fisher-Price Little People stuff. All of it vintage, all of it pretty cool. We settled on $150 for everything. And then after we settled, she started throwing in a bunch of other stuff like, hey, take this too, take this too. She threw in a bunch of automobile key fobs. We sold those all off for $20 to $25 a piece, and there was 15 or 20 of them. So just the key fobs that she actually just gave us to get rid of them paid for everything that we bought that day. So everything else we're selling is just straight profit. But these were some motherboards that were in there. The part where the processor gets attached to it, the pins are all bent down and stuff. So we sold this lot as parts only, or repair, but still got $39.99 for it, and plus shipping, and that was a pretty good deal. One of my favorite shows of all time, Scooby-Doo. These were some Scooby-Doo Playmobiles stuff, some action figures, and the Mystery Machine. Sold it for $22 plus shipping on our sale. It came in a lot of toys. I bought a whole toy box that had a couple sets of these in it. So I figure we had $1 or $2 in it at most. But sold for $22 plus shipping. And some more of my favorite stuff to sell. Wrestling figures. This is a lot of tin. Jack's bone crunching action. I used to collect these myself, but sold all mine off, and now I pick them up when I can. This was a part of a lot that I bought last summer. It was a drought day that Crystal and my stepdaughter was out with me, and we had found nothing all day. The last stop before we came home, I picked up a toy wrestler out of a toy box, and the lady that was running the yard sale said, "Do you like wrestlers? Because we have a bunch inside." And we went in, and she had a huge tote, and she's like, "I just need to get these out of here." She shot me a price of $100, and I just looked, and this toy box was full. So I took it, ended up having 220 20 wrestlers, I think, in this lot, and I paid $100 for it. So I have sold a ton of these lots off for $20, and we've more than paid for that investment. But this lot of bone crunching action figures, there was 10 figures, sold for $27.99 plus shipping. Bought this last summer at a yard sale. I call it Carrie, Dave, and Kevin, but it's three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's just a small little statuette, but paid $1 for it at a yard sale, sold it for $27.99 plus shipping. This is just some more of the Star Wars stuff that came out of the lot we were talking about with the computer stuff. Um, it's just parts and pieces of things. This lot has parts of the Death Star in it, parts of Vader's Star Destroyer, some Hoth scenes. Sold it for $59.99 plus shipping. This little guy is from one of my favorite movies of all time, Star Wars, 1978 action figure for R5 D4 droid. We did fix his bad motivator chip.
This R2 unit has a bad motivator, look!
But he sold for $15.19 plus shipping. We picked these Laserdiscs up in an auction. I don't recommend anybody running out and buying Laserdisc unless it's something that you look up first or they're dirt cheap, because most of them aren't worth much. But these two were. It's Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder, and Pink Floyd The Wall on Laserdisc. Sold for $31.99 plus shipping for the two of them. So this shirt came from our second stop on the Route 41 yard sale last June. A lady had inherited her brother's estate. It had taken over her garage, and she just wanted her garage back. She wanted this stuff gone. We picked up a ton of DVD and Blu-rays for different television series. They were valued $40-50 for the seasons. There was a sealed Simon and Simon complete series set that I think we sold for like $125. But she knew we were resellers, and she was like, "You guys got to take a look at all these clothes, these shirts. Some of them are worth pretty good money." She said, "I just want, two for $1. Get them out of here. Please take as many as you can." And we did. We dug through them and pulled out a bunch of vintage single stitch stuff, kind of like this one. This is Disney's Tower of Terror. It's got the characters on it. Sold it for $50 plus shipping. So anytime you see that old Disney stuff that has the characters and a ride on it, you might want to look into it. Thought this little guy was cool. He was in a toy buyout, so we don't have squat in it. It's a 1970 Matchbox super fast Volkswagen camper. Sold it for $15.19 plus shipping. And we picked this guy up at a yard sale for 75 cents. It's an Easter blow mold, the Easter bunny basically. But he sold for $27.99 plus shipping. This was part of the computer lot, Star Wars lot, Fisher Price lot buyout. It's the McDonald's playset from the 70s. My cousin had this. I actually played with this toy a lot, but G.I. Joe, it was always a G.I. Joe base for us. But the McDonald's playset, incomplete, sold for $27.99 plus shipping. This was in the bottom of a toy box again. I didn't even know what it was. Thankfully, I Google searched it, image searched it. But it's the motor engine block for the 1975 $6 Million Man figure. Apparently, it's a pretty hot deal. I listed it for $15, or actually listed it for like $20, and with our sale and everything, it brought $15.11 plus shipping. I had a quarter or 50 cents in it, so well worth it. This is one of those things that I didn't know they were valuable. I've walked by a million of them at yard sales, never picked them up. Thankfully, Amy stopped and scanned this one. It's a brand new Wizard cross stitch set with the pattern and the thread. She paid a dime for it, sold it for $25 plus shipping. All right, guys. Obviously, it's a different day. My camera overheated and my battery died. So I know I could have changed shirts for continuity and all that stuff, but we don't do that here. We're not that professional. But it's the next day. And And we're going to finish up this video and finish up what we sold and keep going. I'm still a
Scruffy looking nerf herder.
Anyway, let's finish up what sold. Who remembers these little guys? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I didn't know these were very valuable. They'd been buried in a tote over here in the death pile forever. But these 4 sold for 25 bucks or $24.98 plus shipping. For Weebles, don't overlook the Weebles.
I will make those huevos wobble.
Another prime example of don't overlook the media. This is a music DVD by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show live. $25.49 plus shipping. We got 20 cents into it, so pretty good spin on profit there. This little guy here, I absolutely love it. It reminded me of the Stompers from my childhood, but it was a CBS Toys. Find it here. It's from 1983, CBS Toys 6x6 high-risers monster truck. I thought it was awesome looking. It was, you know, yay big, so a lot bigger than a Stomper, but it reminded me of a Stomper. But let's move on. So I saved my favorite sell out of this for last. It's this 1966 Yukon Land of the Midnight Sun vintage license plate. It's pretty roached out, but it still brought $27.99. In good condition, those can go for 50, 60 bucks. But I thought this was just cool. It's the first one of them I'd ever ran across. So keep your eye out for those. We bought that in that license plate lot that we bought a couple months ago for $6. This sold for, again, $27.99 plus shipping. Be on the lookout. So that wraps up what we've sold. And like I said in the beginning of the video, what we did isn't ideal for everyone. But you can always, you know, if you can't afford to do a 20% off sale, you can set it, I think, as low as 5% or even maybe lower than that. But this works great for us. A great way to come up with some quick capital. Great way to move inventory out and start making room for the stuff you're going to get this coming season.
Get it out of here!
But it worked for us. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for joining in. If you aren't subscribed, please like and subscribe. Helps us a lot, gets us, you know, to where we need to be. Retro is here. She's waiting to pounce on something. But we're going to sign off and get out of here.